Welcome to the University of Maine's 214th commencement. Our program will begin in just a few minutes. Please note that emergency exit doors are located in the east and west main lobbies and the north and south ends of the arena concourse. They are designated by red exit signs. For medical assistance, please refer to the first aid station located behind section CC. In the event of an emergency, please exit in a calm and orderly fashion and follow the directions of the ushers and other event personnel. Our program begins today with Aaron Copeland's Fanfare for the Common Man, performed by the University of Maine Ceremonial Brass. Please rise and give your attention to this musical presentation, which announces the entrance of the class of 2016.
afternoon. I am Susan Hunter, President of the University of Maine. Welcome to the 214th commencement. Please remain standing as UMaine graduating senior and music major Joseph Koff Jr. sings our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. This day is a milestone for each member of the University of Maine class of 2016. You now join more than 107,000 deeply loyal alumni who have improved the world around them. Each and every one of these thousands of individuals chose UMaine for a distinct reason. All followed through with their commitment to the institution and to themselves by earning a degree. They are part of UMaine's more than 150-year legacy as a leader of education and innovation for the state of Maine and beyond. Since the university opened its doors in 1865, its statewide mission has withstood the test of time. Provide high-quality, affordable education that utilizes practice grounded in how people best learn. We conduct research and scholarship that is critically evaluated within the disciplines and often leads to national and international recognition. And we conduct outreach that is connected to and supportive of the people and the enterprises of the state of Maine. And in doing all of this, we insert students in real-world enterprises to inform their academic work and provide incredible growth opportunities. And I believe in many cases, it is in those engagement opportunities where passion is discovered and the path forward is seen. This is a wonderful university that has a critical leadership role in Maine and beyond. And it is with great pride that I remind you that this 151-year-old institution is now forever a part of your identity, just as you are the legacy of the University of Maine. Congratulations. Graduating students know better than anyone how challenging it would have been to reach this wonderful moment without the encouragement and support of your family and friends. They too are an important part of this celebration. At this time, I would like to ask all the family members and friends of graduates joining us here today to stand so that we may all thank you. Thank you. I would like to take just a moment to introduce the members of the stage party. Please hold your applause until all of them stand. Class of 2016 valedictorian Nicholas Freed. University of Maine Alumni Association Chair Nathan Briggs. University of Maine System Board of Trustee Samuel Collins. Vice President for Student Life and Dean of Students Dr. Robert Dana. Distinguished Maine Professor Dr. Jim Roscoe. Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost Dr. Jeffrey Hecker. Vice President for Research and Dean of the Graduate School Dr. Carol Kim. Class of 2016 salutatorian Connor Smart. Honorary degree recipient and commencement speaker Ambassador Pamela White. My thanks to each of you for participating in today's ceremony. Every year, the university celebrates the achievements of our inspiring faculty through several awards. The University of Maine Alumni Association names the Distinguished Maine Professor, and the university names 3 Presidential Award winners for outstanding teaching, research and creative achievement, and public service achievement. As I call your names, please rise and remain standing. Some of the recipients joined us at this morning's ceremony. Dr. Jim Roscoe, the 2016 Distinguished Maine Professor. Mr. Matt Gray, the Presidential Outstanding Teaching Award. Dr. Neil Pettigrew, the Outstanding Research and Creative Achievement Award. Dr. Amy Freed, the Presidential Public Service Achievement Award. The accomplishments of these 4 outstanding faculty members are in your program, and we honored them at a luncheon just before the ceremony. I now ask that all of the faculty stand so that we can express our appreciation for their wonderful work in mentoring our students to success. At this time, I ask Distinguished Maine Professor Dr. Jim Roscoe, Professor of Anthropology, to offer greetings on behalf of the University of Maine faculty.
Well, thank you, and greetings to you all. I'm asked to give the celebration of academia, and this is a good time to do that because academia has been getting a rather rough press of late. We're told that academia is too expensive, academics don't do enough work, students don't know anything useful when they come out, and so on and so on. And when I hear these complaints, I really can't help but think of Ed Anger, who writes a regular column in that tabloid newspaper, the Weekly World News. Now, a lot of you folks down there, you probably won't have heard of the Weekly World News because it went out of print in 2007, but it is still on the web. Your parents and other relatives up in the nosebleed section and in the galleries here, they probably remember it because it was always in the checkout lines at Shaw's and Hannaford Supermarket. The Weekly World News claims to be the world's only reliable news source, and you'd better believe it. Back in 1997, it scooped the world with front-page pictures of Bill Clinton meeting with space aliens in the White House. I checked in last week, and they were reporting that astronomers were absolutely stunned to discover that Saturn is actually a gigantic UFO. They also, by the way, had a very useful guide on how to sell your soul to the devil. That was of no use to me. I did that years ago. As you can tell, I'm one of the Weekly World News' most faithful readers, and that's because I'm an anthropologist. Now, when I say I'm an anthropologist, people usually reply, oh, you're one of those people who dig up old bones, which always kind of makes me feel a little bit like a glorified dog. There are anthropologists who dig up old bones, but I'm one of those anthropologists that actually studies people while they're alive and kicking rather than 6 foot under. So in my case, I lived with a tribe in New Guinea for 2 years. Now, I think I speak for every anthropologist. We all love the weekly world news because it's what keeps us on the cutting edge of our research field. I still vividly remember, for example, the headline, "Cannibals Shrink Space Aliens' Head." Cannibals, shrunken heads. This is like catnip to anthropologists. And when you've got space aliens in there as well, it doesn't get any better than that, folks. So anyway, back to the point. The Weekly World News has this columnist, Ed Anger. And Ed has a real anger problem. Every week he's blowing a gasket over something that's been in the news. And he always starts with a line like, "I'm madder than a polar bear in the sauna." And then it's kind of like off to the races with 600 words of ranting about something or the other. Now, Ed gets angry about everything, but he reserves a special circle in hell for academia. In Ed's view, we academics are all pointy-headed nerds. We live in ivory towers. We spend all our time trying to figure out new ways to scam the taxpayer with some useless research project or another. I remember Ed went into cardiac arrest one week because he'd heard that some academics were researching what was up the noses of New Guinea tribesmen. Another week, he was really apoplectic because he found that academics were researching whether beer and sour cream would be good repellents against leeches. Far be it from me to gainsay Ed, but perhaps you'll permit me to just kind of make a few points in defense of academia. First of all, this business about ivory towers. Yeah, that was probably true back in the day when apples were bouncing off Isaac Newton's head, but it's kind of a bit unfair these days. I don't have time to list all of the ways in which so many of my colleagues just here at the University of Maine get out into the real world when they're doing their research, but just take me, for example. That 2 years I spent in New Guinea, I had no electricity, I had no running water, it was nearly as hot and humid as it is in here. The mosquitoes were like lobsters with wings. I had to eat sago jelly, which is a bit like swallowing congealing nasal secretion, and I had to build my own house from jungle materials, and that didn't go well, by the way. Anyway, if that isn't the real world, I really don't know what the meaning of the term is. And what about those conspiracy theories to scam the taxpayers? Ed claims that climate change is all a scam that a chap from the United Nations dreamed up after reading an old copy of Time magazine in his dentist's office. And according to Ed, thousands of climate scientists across the world have been getting together every now and again in a bar somewhere to organize this massive conspiracy to vacuum money out of the pockets of the taxpayers. And I have to say that if anybody believes that, they've clearly never been to an academic conference. And I don't mean going to the conference to attend the sessions. I mean standing on the sidewalk afterwards when all the sessions are over, watching bunches of 10 to 15 academics trying to decide where they're going to eat that night. You come back 6 months later and pedestrians are kind of picking their way through the skeletons that are scattered across the sidewalk. Folks, academics couldn't organize a bacchanalia in a brewery, let alone a massive conspiracy like climate change. And is academic research really so useless? Well, you remember those researchers who were looking up New Guinea noses? That research was actually important to the health of nearly half of the people on this planet. And that's those people who still cook over open fires and heat their houses over open fires. And that smoke has terrible effects on people's lungs. And what that research was doing, it was trying to find out how much of that horrible gunge actually goes up the nose rather than kind of going down into the respiratory system. Extremely important to people's health. And then that, I don't know how that beer and sour cream thing worked out, but as someone who got 80 leech bites in a single day in New Guinea, I'm going to tell you if that stuff works, I'm going to be bathing in it every weekend. Is academia without fault? Well, of course not. Academics mess up from time to time, and we do sometimes get sidetracked on a pet research project or two. But most of the time, we do give it our all, and along with my colleagues in the front row here and behind me, I'm proud. I'm really proud of what we produce, and that's you folks down there who are about to go out into the great, wide, and wonderful, and hopefully use your UMaine education to improve this ramshackle but still amazing world. And if that's not reason enough to celebrate academia, I don't know what is. Thank you, and folks, have a good life.
Well, thank you, Jim, and congratulations again on being named this year's Distinguished Maine Professor. To welcome the class of 2016, I'm now pleased to introduce Nathan Briggs, the chair of the University of Maine Alumni Association's Board of Directors. Nathan graduated from UMaine with a bachelor's degree in 2002 and an MBA in 2005. He is a third-generation Black Bear following in the footsteps of his grandfather and two uncles. Nate is a senior treasury analyst at the Jackson Laboratory in Bar Harbor. Please welcome Nathan Briggs.
Thank you, President Hunter. Good afternoon. President Hunter, distinguished guests, faculty, family, and friends. And last but certainly not least, our graduates. I'm honored to be here today representing the University of Maine Alumni Association and to welcome you to the next stage of your Black Bear experience, membership in the University of Maine Alumni Association. Today you join 107,000 UMaine alumni. Yes, that's 107,000 currently living in the United States and in 112 countries around the world. If you haven't already recognized it, you soon will discover how your UMaine experience will transform your life. It has shaped your worldview. It has exposed you to ideas and interests that you might not have found otherwise. It has expanded your creativity in the way you solve problems. It has prepared you for a career or for the next step in your educational development. It has enabled you to cultivate relationships that might never have occurred without UMaine as the catalyst. There's one other thing that UMaine does for you. It opens doors and opportunities. Take it from me, the UMaine network of alumni and friends carries a lot of weight. You'll be amazed by the times and places where your connection to UMaine is going to help you. Your UMaine degree will be part of your calling card in social and professional situations. So here's where the Alumni Association comes in. We provide social and professional opportunities around the country and online for you to connect with your UMaine alum who can be a resource for you wherever life takes you. Your membership and participation in alumni activities help expand your network of friends, mentors, and social and career connections. The Alumni Association also will keep you informed about what's happening at UMaine. That matters because as a graduate, you are a stakeholder in the university. And because you're a stakeholder, we work hard to keep you informed through mailings, through our website, through special events held across the country, and through social media. Today is a great day to be a Black Bear. Wear your alumni pin. Display your Black Bear alumni sticker with pride. On behalf of your 107,000 alumni sisters and brothers, welcome to the family. Thank you, congratulations, and go Blue.
The University of Maine System Board of Trustees oversees the management and operations of the University of Maine system with its 7 member campuses, including this flagship land-grant campus. It is a pleasure to have with us today Samuel Collins, a resident of Caribou, Maine. Trustee Collins has been president of S.W. Collins Company for the past 3 decades. He is also a partner in 2 real estate development companies. Trustee Collins has taken an active leadership role in education, his community, and the lumber and building materials industry. As chair of the Board of Trustees, he has demonstrated a common sense approach to solving major issues in higher education today, coupled with a deep commitment to students and their success. Please welcome Trustee Samuel Collins.
Good afternoon, Black Bears. President Hunter, distinguished guests, parents, family members, faculty, staff, friends, and soon-to-be graduates, it's an honor to be here today. On behalf of the Board of Trustees of the University of Maine, I congratulate you on your achievements and thank you for your enriching contributions to the university community. My personal congratulations to Ambassador Pamela White and Leonard Minsky, who have received honorary doctorate degrees. As Maine natives and as graduates of the University of Maine, we are all very proud of the international, state, and local community service that they have demonstrated during their remarkable careers. My congratulations also to the parents, family, friends, faculty, and staff. We share your pride in these men and women, and we thank you for your commitment in helping our graduates achieve this goal. As a father of 4 girls, I certainly understand the challenges facing families ensuring a higher education degree. However difficult the challenge and great the sacrifice, I can tell you that the investment will be your best and longest lasting. Education, the great equalizers, enables students to reach their potential, overcome socioeconomic barriers, and contribute to the betterment of our world. Graduates, you possess a top-notch degree. Be proud of the education you received and shout the praises of the University of Maine. As a Black Blair, advocate for the continued prioritization of an affordable, quality, and accessible public university education in Maine. We've witnessed your successes on the athletic fields, in the labs, in the classrooms, in the art studios, but now we're most interested to see what your future holds, what each of you will accomplish and contribute to the world. Your energy, enthusiasm, and newfound skills have the ability to greatly improve the lives of others. You have been inspired by a professor or a coach or a community leader. Now it is your turn to inspire. Lastly, as your journey going forward, you may find yourself traveling and exploring outside this state. This is an important aspect of your personal growth, but we ask you to eventually give generously of your time and talents to communities right here in Maine. The state of Maine needs you. Your talents, energy, enthusiasm, and intelligence played a critical role in advancing our state. There are a lot of great places to live in this world, but there is no better place to work, live, and grow than in Maine. We bid you farewell as students and welcome you back as alumni and wish you all the best in the next chapter. We look forward to celebrating your future victories and accomplishments. Congratulations and good luck.
It is truly a special event for the University of Maine to bestow honorary doctorates. The Doctor of Humane Letters is an honorary degree given in recognition of exceptional contributions to society, scholarship, or the arts. This morning, we were proud to award honorary doctorates to Mr. Leonard Minsky and Ambassador Pamela White. Their full biographies are in your program, and I'll now share some highlights of their remarkable lives. Leonard Minsky of Bangor, Maine and Sanibel Island, Florida, graduated from the University of Maine in 1950 with a degree in business administration. Mr. Minsky was a staff officer in the U.S. Merchant Marine in World War II and spent 42 years as owner and president of Superior Paper Products Incorporated, a wholesale distribution firm. Mr. Minsky and his wife, Rini, are longtime champions of the visual and performing arts. Here at UMaine, the couple has made naming gifts for the Leonard and Rini Minsky Music Recital Hall in the class of 1944 hall, and the Hudson Museum's Minsky Gallery in the Collins Center for the Arts. The Minskys' recent philanthropic contributions in the community include naming gifts to Eastern Maine Medical Center and the Bangor Public Library. Last month, on the floor of the U.S. Senate, Senator Susan Collins read a statement into the congressional record recognizing Mr. Minsky, whom she had long known as a neighbor and Maine leader. This morning, it was our honor to present him an honorary degree. Also this morning, we presented the Doctor of Humane Letters to Ambassador Pamela White, who I have the distinct pleasure to introduce to you now. Again, her full biography is in the program, but let me now set the stage for her commencement address. United States diplomat Pamela White, a native of Auburn, graduated from UMaine in 1971 with a degree in journalism and began a decades-long career in public service across the globe. She spent the first 2 years as a Peace Corps volunteer in Cameroon, then earned a master's degree at the School for International Training in Vermont in 1974. Ambassador White joined USAID in 1978 and was assigned to West Africa for 2 years. She went on to serve in Senegal, Haiti, Egypt, and South Africa. From 1991 to 2001, Ambassador White was Deputy Director for East Africa in Washington, D.C., coordinating the delivery of much-needed food to Ethiopia and Eritrea, helping develop a 6-year Ugandan strategy, and overseeing the expansion of programs in the Sudan and Congo. He then headed to Mali as Deputy and Mission Director for USAID. He was a Mission Director in Tanzania and Liberia, and an ambassador to the Gambia and earthquake-ravaged Haiti. Ambassador White holds the rank of Career Minister with the Senior Foreign Service, and today she makes her home on Orr's Island. Please welcome Ambassador Pamela White.
Hi, everyone. It is a privilege to be here to share this special day with you at my alma mater. President Hunter, thank you for your hospitality and your vision for this great university. Jim Settley and the fabulous International Affairs graduate students, thank you for your endless support and enthusiasm. My devoted husband, my fabulous son, and my 94-year-old dad who are here today, and my 95-year-old mom who is here in spirit, I love you. My Alpha Phi sisters, what a joy to share this day with you. And to all of you in the audience, I'm honored to be your guest speaker. Recently, I was with 2 of my high school best buddies. I hadn't seen them in years. We were all doing a bit of bragging, you know, who had done what. And I figured I've got you both beat. So I said, a bit puffed up, do you know, gentlemen, I will be the commencement speaker this year at the University of Maine graduation ceremonies. And one of them, and these were my friends, right? One of them said, really? Gee, Pam, I thought they normally had a famous person. And okay, maybe I'm not famous, but I'm extremely well known in remote parts of the world. Places like Timbuktu, and I am not kidding. I really am. I have spent a lifetime trying to make a difference far away from home. But I was made in Maine. I was born in Lewiston. I went to Edward Little High School and graduated from this very university in 1971. I'm proud to be a Red Eddie and a Black Bear. I don't have a lot of time, so let me be blunt. I'm a very blunt woman. I am not happy at all with the current state of world affairs. I believe the rhetoric today that I hear on the media will not lead to the peaceful existence that we all want. I don't think my generation did a very good job of making this planet safer and healthier and more equitable. I believe that every single person in this audience has the ability to build a better highway to the future than the current rocky road. And you know what? There's lots of lessons to be learned right here in the little state of Maine. I'll tell you more about that later. First, a little bit about me. When I was 18 years old, my favorite cousin came home from the Vietnam War, near death, and the horror of war became very real to me. That same week, a team came to my high school from Washington, D.C. to talk about the Peace Corps. They told us how one individual could make the world a better place. Right then and there, I told my family that after UMaine, I would join the Peace Corps. I can tell you, my dad, my Marine dad sitting in the back there, I can tell you he was not a happy person. No, I was talking about going to Africa, but I'm a pretty tough cookie. And so I kept my promise to myself. Because, I truly thought I was going to save the world, or at least Africa, or at least my village. So I got on a plane, spent some time learning a little bit about culture, a lot about teaching English, something about snake bites, and about boiling water. And before I knew it, I was in my village, the one I was going to save. Oh boy, was I shocked. There was no running water, there was no electricity, few vegetables, and shocks of shocks, there were no white people. I mean, I was in Africa, right? No white people. I don't know why I was shocked, but I was. And I thought, oh my God, they wear funny clothes, and they have to walk an hour to wash and get water to cook and drink. There were no televisions. There were one telephone at the post office. That was it. There were 4 or 5 radios shared by the whole village, and they cooked over an open wood fire. Their lifestyle reminded me of our yearly camping trip to Moosehead, which was fun, but do I have to do this for 2 years? What was I going to do? And plus, I was just plain scared. Would these Africans hurt me, humiliate me, ignore me? No, and no. These Africans, it turned out, would unconditionally love me. They would teach me important lessons that would stay with me for the rest of my life. You do not need a college education to be wise. You do not need running water to be clean. You don't need a television to be entertained. Those funny clothes were beautifully handmade and practical. I was happily wearing them after 1 month. Their so-called poverty was only true in terms of dollars. They were so rich in terms of culture and history and love of family and respect of elders. And they shared everything they had. There was no me. I learned that understanding other people's ways and adapting to their lifestyles was not necessarily easy, but fascinating, fun, doable, transformative. I didn't save my village, but it opened my eyes to a whole new world, a wonderful world. That village saved me. I took those lessons with me for the next 45 years, mostly in Africa, but ending as ambassador to Haiti, helping to rebuild a nation brought to her knees by a devastating earthquake that killed over 200,000 people. And I worked hard. I worked 18 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I hate to tell you, because it sounds boastful, but I did a darn good job. So I joyfully returned home to my beloved state of Maine in September of 2015. A Maine I remembered as not being very diverse. And much to my surprise, in the town of my birth, Lewiston, there was a thriving African community. Those transplanted Africans had a very rough start in their adopted American city of Lewiston, just like I had had a rough start in my village town, African town, so many years ago. But a small miracle took place over the years. Since 2001, when the Somalis first arrived in Lewiston, per capita income has soared. Crime rates are down as much as 16%, and Lewiston Center's reputation has changed from the combat zone in 2000 to being named an all-American city in 2007. And then we also have the soccer story. On November 7th, 2015, the Lewiston Blue Devils high school soccer team won the state championship for the first time ever. Team members included players from the United States, from Turkey, from Germany, Congo, Kenya, but mostly Somalia. A competing coach said they were the most unselfish, talented team he had ever seen. There were 4,500 cheering fans in the stands, a record number for any soccer game ever in Maine. CNN wrote, Lewiston's ability to forge relationships in a quickly changing population is an example to the world. One of the Somalis said after the game, yeah, you should clap about that. One of the Somalis said after the game, we don't want to hear refugees won this game, won the championship game. We are no longer refugee soccer players. We are Blue Devil soccer players. Now, this is hard for a Red Eddie from Auburn to say. This is hard for me. But, Blue Devils, well done. You make us all proud to be Mainers. This is one of the funniest parts of my speech, I think, because I still hear rumblings here and there that, wow, those immigrants, they speak English, but they speak it with an accent. Woo! I get such a kick out of that. Truly, fellow Mainers, have you heard jokes about our accent? If you can understand the next couple of sentences, I have two things to say. First, you are indeed a Mainer, and two, you have no right to comment on anyone else's funny accent ever. Danny, help me out.
You know something, Mother? I ain't saying nothing, I'm just saying. That deer run out in front of us, and the next thing you know, my truck was all stove up.
If you understood that, you're a true Mainer, and you're not going to make fun ever again of anybody's accent, right? Right. The real news is we are all different, and it turns out different is good. I can assure you, when my mother was dying just over a month ago in Central Maine Hospital, she did not care that her favorite nurse spoke with a slight accent. She cared that he was professional and gentle with extra soft, gentle hands. She loved her Somali nurse. Each and every one of you should be raising your voices for acceptance of different cultures and languages and religions. I can tell you with certainty that we need a strong military, for sure, especially those ships that we build in Bath. But I promise you, building walls and bombing the heck out of communities in foreign countries and supporting drastic torture techniques, I can assure you, this is not going to win the war on terror. There are no walls high enough. There are no bombs big enough to wipe out hatred. People can wipe out hatred. Love can wipe out hatred. We need our rhetoric to be as committed and inspirational for good as the bad guys' words are for evil. The USA has a negative growth rate. We need immigrants, my friends. Especially we need immigrants in Maine. We are a state with a youth drain and a brain drain. We should celebrate when immigrants want to come to our lovely state to work in our schools and hospitals and to pay taxes and to care for our very fast-growing elderly population. And we also celebrate with wild enthusiasm every graduate in this room who helps to build Maine a better future for our precious state of Maine. Work together, be a team, welcome everybody. I leave you with my favorite quote from Nelson Mandela, my superhero who after 30 years in prison came out and built a nation that accepted the very people who had put him in prison. And here is the quote. No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin or his background or his religion. People must learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love. For love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite. I can only ask you, please, learn to love the bizarre, the different, the difficult. Open up those wonderful hearts and minds. Graduates, you are young and healthy with inquisitive minds. Travel if you can, even if you have to sleep on the floor and take the cheap seats way in the back. Eat something weird, dance to new music, wear a colorful, crazy shirt, speak a new language. The world, not just Orono, not just Maine, not just New England, not just the United States of America, the world waits for you. Thank you so much. Go forth and do good things.
It is customary at commencement to honor the top students in our graduating class, the valedictorian and the salutatorian. Their full biographies are in your program, but let me give you a couple of highlights of their outstanding academic careers. Nicholas Freed of Millerstown, Pennsylvania is the 2016 valedictorian. He is an honors college student who majored in animal and veterinary sciences with a minor in chemistry. Nicholas collaborated on 2 UMaine research projects focused on the degradation of pharmaceutical contaminants in water and a parasitic worm found in domestic sheep and white-tailed deer in Maine. He spent 2 summers as a biological field technician stationed in northeastern Montana, participating in a U.S. Geological Survey testing of a vaccination for prairie dogs. Nicholas also participated in a physician scientist training program at Michigan State University College of Osteopathic Medicine, where he conducted Lyme disease research. This fall, Nicholas will be an MD, PhD student at the Louisiana State University Health Sciences Center, Schools of Medicine and Graduate Studies in New Orleans. He plans to become a primary care physician in a medically underserved community and conduct research in zoonotic epidemiology. Nicholas, would you please come forward to be the first member of the College of Natural Sciences, Forestry, and Agriculture to receive a diploma? Connor Smart of Lincoln, Maine, double majored in accounting and finance and is an honors college student. Connor is the 2016 salutatorian and the outstanding graduating student in the Maine Business School. Connor interned with the certified public accountants firm of Edwards, Faust, and Smith in Bangor. On campus, he was a peer tutor and a student ambassador in the Maine Business School. After graduation, Connor will pursue a career as a certified public accountant in Maine and be actively involved in nonprofit and social service organizations. Please congratulate Connor, who received his diploma in the morning ceremony. You will note that Nicholas, Connor, and several other students here have academic regalia that include a medallion with a white ribbon. All of these students will graduate from UMaine's Honors College, one of the oldest programs of its kind in the country. In addition to satisfying all other graduation requirements and participating in honors courses, each of these students researched and wrote an honors thesis then successfully defended it before a faculty committee. I ask that the Honors College graduates please stand. Military training has been part of the University of Maine for more than 140 years. Both Army and Navy ROTC programs are available to University of Maine students who want to become commissioned officers. Each spring, the commissioning of officers into the Army, Navy, and Marine Corps is a time-honored tradition. These programs help students develop self-esteem, self-discipline, physical stamina, skills in teamwork and management, and other qualities essential to success. The battalion staff draw from their decades of valuable experience to teach these cadets what it means to be a leader in today's modern military. I ask that the ROTC graduates and their cadre team please stand so we can acknowledge their achievements and service to the country. And now, for the very reason we are here today, I call on University of Maine's Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost, Dr. Jeffrey Hecker.
Thank you, President Hunter. Will all candidates for the doctoral degree please rise? President Hunter, these students are candidates for the Doctor of Education and Doctor of Philosophy degrees. They have completed all university requirements and come properly recommended by the faculty and duly approved by the Board of Trustees. I have the honor of presenting them to you so that they may have their doctoral degrees conferred upon them.
On behalf of the trustees of the University of Maine system, and in accordance with the authority vested in me, I hereby confer upon each of you the doctoral degree, the highest of academic degrees. In testimony of this act, please come forward to be hooded and receive your diploma. The first candidate will be announced by Danny Williams. Dr. Carol Kim, Vice President for Research and Dean of the Graduate School, will announce the other candidates.
Alex Hopke, Doctor of Philosophy in Microbiology, advised by Dr. Robert Wheeler, hooded by Dr. Carol Kim.
Kyle James Boscheman, Doctor of Philosophy and Interdisciplinary Studies, advised by Dr. Carol Bolt. Megan Jessie Chase Boscheman, Doctor of Philosophy and Biomedical Sciences, advised by Dr. Veravuth Yin, hooded by Dr. David Nevant. Benjamin King, Doctor of Philosophy and Biomedical Sciences, advised by Dr. Veravuth Yin, hooded by Dr. David Nevant. Virginia Diane McLean, Doctor of Philosophy and Biomedical Sciences, advised by Dr. Ling Cao, hooded by Dr. David Nevant. Deepthi Muthukrishnan, Doctor of Philosophy in Biomedical Sciences, advised by Dr. Leif Oxberg. Sarah Meyer Peterson, MD, Doctor of Philosophy in Biomedical Sciences, advised by Dr. Lucy Liao. Bo Rostama, Doctor of Philosophy in Biomedical Sciences, advised by Dr. Lucy Liao. Adrian J. Leppold, Doctor of Philosophy in Biological Sciences, advised by Dr. Brian McGill. Tricia L. Van Kirk, Doctor of Philosophy in Biological Sciences, advised by Dr. Harold Dowse.
Sort of is.
Bazad Naziri, Doctor of Philosophy in Chemical Engineering, advised by Dr. Douglas Boosfield. Jamie Lynn St. Peter, Doctor of Philosophy in Chemical Engineering, advised by Dr. Adrian Van Heidingen, hooded by Dr. William DeSisto. Heather Ann Arnett, Doctor of Philosophy in Ecological and Environmental Sciences, advised by Dr. Michael Kinnison. Maureen Correll, Doctor of Philosophy in Ecology and Environmental Sciences, co-advised by Dr. Brian Olson and Dr. Thomas Hodgman. Jennifer Dawn McCabe, Doctor of Philosophy in Ecology and Environmental Sciences, advised by Dr. Brian Olson. Catherine Ruskin, Doctor of Philosophy in Ecology and Environmental Sciences, advised by Dr. Brian Olson. Julie Bear McGuire, Doctor of Philosophy in Ecology and Environmental Sciences, co-advised by Dr. Xuan Chen and Dr. Laura Lindenfeld, hooded by Dr. Laura Lindenfeld. Vinod Neopane, Doctor of Philosophy in Ecology and Environmental Sciences, co-advised by Jonathan Rubin and Dr. Sharon Klein, hooded by Dr. Sharon Klein. Moj Taba Razvar, Doctor of Philosophy in Electrical and Computer Engineering, advised by Dr. Ali Abedi. Douglas Matthews, Doctor of Philosophy in Food and Nutrition Sciences, advised by Dr. Adrian White. Kathleen Lewis Dunkel, Doctor of Philosophy in Forest Resources, advised by Dr. Stephen Sater, hooded by Dr. Aaron Weiskettle. Hin Durar, Doctor of Philosophy in Mechanical Engineering, advised by Dr. Moshen Shahinkapour, hooded by Dr. David Dvorak.
Will all candidates for all other degrees please rise? President Hunter, upon completion of all requirements, these students will be recommended by the faculty and approved by the Board of Trustees. I have the honor of presenting them to you so that they may have their respective degrees conferred upon them.
On behalf of the trustees of the University of Maine system, and in accordance with the authority vested in me, I hereby confer upon each of you the degree for which you have been recommended. Now, in order to symbolically reflect this conferral, please move your tassel from right to left. Testimony of this act, you will receive your diploma upon the completion of all requirements. But will each of you please come forward one row at a time upon signal from the university marshals? All others should be seated.
We're gonna let the chute. Now, just a second. We're gonna let. As good as time as any. The College of Natural Sciences, Forestry, and Agriculture, Dean Edward Ashworth. Katie Jones. Tizazao Shimikach Sise. Penyang Hu. Ziwen Ye. James R. Becker. Karen E. Pianka. Gabriel Al-Najjar. Carrie Ann Fian. Rulio Camacho. Emma B. Hansel. Fallon Elizabeth Craig. Heidi Ann Kraus. Roxanne Moody. Abdullah Bari. Stephanie Marie Hamlin. Travis J. Lenfest. Diana Lynn Brown. Jaya Tripathi. Kelly Elois Gagliardo. April Thibodeau. Michelle Ann Mitchell. Nikita Marie Gagan. Emily D. Soussier. Tara Janelle Matula. Nicole Jean Benner. Anita Ann Hood. Jennifer Angel Carlo. Nancy Beth Rotkowitz. Natalie Marie Dion. Leah Matus. Kelly Sue White. Lauren Melissa White. Olivia Paige Berger. Sarah Ann Crisafi. Isabel Kennedy. Gwyneth Nell Mattingly. Amanda Lynn Langworthy. April May Hertline. Dylan David Bouchard. Thomas Merrow. Moira E. Burke. Mary Elaine Nickerson. Christine H. Curry. Lauren Ashley Lee. Trang Nguyen. Hannah Rose Chavis. Rebecca Elise Stanton. Molly Catherine Mooreshead. Krista Lynn Clifford. Megan Joy Soden. Noelle Patricia LaJoy. Lance Joseph LaJoy. Nathan Paul Welsh. Haley Catherine Toppin. Lauren Taylor Holland. Rhiannon Lee LaPlante. Rebecca Christine Mason. Sarah Marie Craven. Brianna Rose Speed. Kathleen Rose O'Driscoll. Tina Elizabeth Merrill. Lillian Nicole Dow. Shannon Catherine Fitzpatrick. Lauren Armand Deegan. Marissa Bovey. Sujita Pandy. Briante Siobhan Lewis Najev. Allison Callias. Matthew Scott Austin. Rebecca Ann Arentz. Emily Nicole Bryant. Chelsea Mariah Chimulera. Haley Morgan Junkins. Elizabeth Cooper. Samantha Ashley Murchison. Hallie Ja Gelderman. Kara Elizabeth Cowan. Megan Wyone Smith. Taylor Ann Bush. Haley Elizabeth Vaudrey. Mary Elizabeth Lambret. Janice Susan Jarvis. Erica Lane Brooks. India Lillian Sprague. Shannon Elizabeth Stewart. Caitlin Marie Jones. Kelsey Carol McSorley. Madeline A. Palmer. Jessica Rose Hatch. Emily Kate Comtoys. Colin Joseph Gardner. Julian Hall Munson. Kelly Elizabeth Hiller. Joseph Andrew Clare. Abigail Rosemary Doris Vicknair. Nicole Elizabeth Hurley. Cara Michelle Voisin. Nicholas Christopher Montemuro. Colin Adam Hulst. Philippo? Madeline Andrew Philippot. Megan Elizabeth Haynes. Ashley Rose McGovern. Stephanie Patricia Russell. Stephanie Lynn Kreisik. Fawn Marie Sullivan. Lauren Ashley Goodine. Elizabeth Ann Shorter. Kelly Marie Kaiser. Jamie Ray Hoagland. Eleni Anderson. Rachel Nicole Mahar. Brittany Ray Good. Lucas Lakeman Balarjian. Susan Irene Lodge. Jennifer Candace Federico. Victoria Lee Adams. Megan Nicole Mealy. Connor Bolden Bunn. Jeffrey Peter Moore. Brandon Davis Gibson. Andrew Stephen Wilcox. Sarah Tebow. Michael David Bunero. Nolan James Steele. James Benjamin Hutton. And Colin Andrew Bridge Konigsberg. Michael J. Louth. Stephen Joel Sachs. Caleb Fisher Smith. Emily Pearl Jones. Lisa Wong. Michaela Hillary Fortin. Tyler Van Kirk. Alexandra Melissa Pergeson. Colby Aaron Johns. Amanda Lee Fall. Jessica Lynn Lavoy. Andrew Gregory Good. Ashley Susan Anderson. Logan Christopher Gray. Oleg Stephen Gross. Ailish Kathleen Foley. Mark Edward Hedden. Benjamin Lawrence Farber. Andrew Terrence Morgan. Jeffrey Kyle Curlis. James Norman Cumming. Wesley Evan Copperthwaite. Samantha Marie Russell. Andrea Christina Garcia. Reuven L. Bender. Holly Jane Hegarty. Erin Elizabeth Mercier. Lydia O'Connor. Caitlin Marie Gilmette. Timothy Allen DeBlois. Eric David Gerson. Stephen Michael Valentino. Elizabeth Ashley Flugrot. Christopher Dale Markey. Marilee Christiana Capella. Jamie Lee Fisher. Stephen Thomas Wilkinson. Nicholas Francis Del Preet. Thomas Michael Marino. Samuel Elijah Hodge. Maggie Jane Halfman. Courtney Aaron Norman. Sarah Patria Freshley. Nicole Marie Dubois. Lauren Mary Connor. Campbell Belial Haley. Danielle Christine Perry. Sadie Elizabeth Russell. Elliot Rivers Gagney. Ashley Madison Rawson. Zachary Michael Toper. Margaret Elizabeth Pascarella. Anne Yu. Catherine Patricia Andrews. Philip Thomas Buckstaber. Bronte Mercedes Sony. Cameron Joseph Cullis. Anthony Peter Alves. James Leonard Miller. Evelyn Laura Gross. Kyle Owen Monahan. Luke Savioa Palson. Adam Michael Cousins. Antonia Marie Barela. Jacob Stephen Torek. Audrey Elizabeth Dean. Michael G. McLean. Zachary Ernest Mason. Caleb Joshua Meservey. Rebecca Eleanor Bilaska Davies. Shannon Marie Gusmini. Roxanne Jade Pelletier. Noelle Elizabeth Ann Leon Palmer. Lauren Elise Bodine. Elizabeth Edith Wood. Abigail F. Cook. Brooklyn Tennille Langlois. Sadie Ashley White. Brenna Alessandra Gerchman. Cecilia Charlotte Thomas. Lucy D. Algio. Jacqueline Marie Cormier. Alexandra Joy Courtney. Courtney Margaret McCrodden. Catherine Hennessy Tilton. Tyler Jared Coleman. Robert Joseph Hallinan. Bufei Chen. Tiembo Gunte. J. Raymond Bowden II. Eleonora Ashley French. Monique Elaine Terrio. Dominika Trizilova. Andrew James Hart. Emily Elizabeth Whitaker. Chanam Taranga Karunasi. Matthew James Tully. Amanda Marie Robbins. Jamie Lynn Belanger. Bridget Marlene Cifuentes. Jessica Susan Stone. Rebecca May Lane. Courtney May Roderick. Catherine May Turner. Amber Lynn Elwell. Mercedes Lee Goodine. Catherine Alexis Davenport. Hope Elizabeth I. Umbreen Rana. Caleb Fraser Short. Tara Lee Utek. Thank you. John Francis McCabe. Santana M. Trottier. Molly Jane Mendola. Delaney Dorothea Loring. Charlene Achille. Mariah Elena Fujimagari. Danielle Nicole Coolidge. Nicole Ashley Weaver. Hannah Kayleen Carrier. Elizabeth Chesley Ferris. Riley Alexander Caford. Nicole M. King. Jillian K. Gamache. Brianna Nicole Fortin. Michael George Woods. Kristen Margaret DiBello. Alex Lewis Leathers. Lauren Marie Williams. Christian David Labonte. Christian Beauregard. Christiana Mona Dogger. Emily Ann Carlson. Junyi He. Hanjang Chow. Joyce Marie Nicolelli. Melissa Sue Stewart. Kirsten Marie Brown. Chelsea Mabel Parody. Janet Kelly Parsons Lease. Kirk Matthew Michaud. Helen Janice Manning. Randy Jackson. Thomas Patrick Hastings. Margaret Elizabeth Hoare. Jacob John Eddy. Daniel Kendall Bailey. Justin Dylan Libby. Alexander Stores Intron. Christopher Keck Intron. Dylan Sean Whitaker. Aaron Russell Black. Devin James Hilton. Tess Audrey Burrata Howard. Justice Ira Lakota Maddox Wilbur. Lara Sophie Katz. Drew Charles Harding. Timothy Dunn. Megan Patricia Vey. Abigail Beverly Fuca. Ryan Brent Porter. Raymond Vallejo. Megan Amanda Hall. Mac McGraw. Caitlin Mariah Gunn. Roxanne Lydia Bowen. Molly Priscillo. Carla Stryker Boyd. Jessica Marie Butler. Jefferson Harris Adams. Logan May Houston. Crystal Marie Toms. Victoria Lee Parks. Brooke Beck. Claire Amelia Chamberlain. Rowan Alexandra Gobertina Wallace. Haley Megan Poston. Joshua Gregory Rosa. Kaylee Renee Bergeron. Kristen Ann Gagnon. Kristen Gail Raskowskis. Christopher James Goodney. Caitlin Teal Smith. Cassie Renee Garcelon. Bianca Bliss Barrasso. Nicole Dion Rogers. Victoria Elizabeth Hildreth. Annie Noel Collins. Marigan Allison Duty. Leanne Renee Violet. Jacob Harrison Jennings. Carolyn Marie Panerel. Adrian Constantina Germanakis. Carrie Ann Cummings. Katrina Elisa Ventura. Eric W. Ketzler. Randy Wayne Canar. Nora Maxine Foss. Mimi Tan Mai. Kelly Jean Bussell. Kayla Phelan Cormier. Kersha Joe Finnemore. Dylan James Cole. Jennifer Elizabeth Hoffman. Morgan Annette Shaw. Megan Eileen Rounds. Olivia Rose Shaw. Madeline Claire Ruffin. Lauren Elizabeth Stays. Emma Mariah Hardy. Hannah Carol Dubois. Courtney McCaslin. Kayla Labrie. Kayla Marie Labrie. Amanda Jo Long. Sarah Elizabeth Brink. Jamie Starr Merriam. Kelsey Elizabeth Wilcox. Devin Marissa Smith. Amber May Oakes. Courtney Wayu Key. Shannon Haley O'Neill. Margaret May Pierce. Ashley Marie Robinson. Amanda Lee Gibbons. Kristen Eileen Spencer. Carissa Jenny Keating. Janessa Aaron Grant. Haley Jean Michaud. Ariana Danielle Babineau. Andrea Pearl Stewart. Angela Michelle Bichard. Courtney Anna Ham. Hannah Soya Burnett. Abigail Elizabeth Brown. Sarah Catherine Hoops. Emily Rose Gallant. Michelle Lee Moeller. Isabel Iris Vashon. Caitlin Elizabeth Roy. Bailey Catherine Sheehan. Crystal Jean Mudgett. Mataquest Phillips. Amber Danielle Murray. Morgan Olivia Martin. Krista May Foster. Kayla Marie Harriman. Katie Lynn Bridges. April Dawn Turner. Rosanna Bowman. Caitlin Patricia Drake. Cassidy Hartwell. Emily Lindsay Blood. Simplice Iradukunda. Jessica Lynn Henderson. Monica Audebert. Jillian Marie Langtree. Sarah Marie Disselkamp. Alyssa Robin Cram. Chelsea Rose Riendo. Jaden Tyler Dickinson. Morgan Haley Guston. Catherine Worker Pouliot. Alexis Ray Bowman. Julie Ellen Salerno. Eric Christian Holmson. Samantha Jean Keith. Jasmine Iris Deshane. Mary Nicole Yerumian. Dalen Sarah Markey. Anne Marie Beaumont. Caitlin Bianca Davenport. Cassandra Elizabeth Bonnet. Victoria Ann Bobby. Clinton Jarrett Peebles. Shelby Jaleese Obi. Holly Renee Hersey. Madison Elaine Sawyer. Emily Marielle Fortin. Ashley Brianna Allen. Chad Jameson Flinkstrom. Taylor Marguerite Halzick. Allison Julia Folsom. Molly Megan Ayotte. Ashley Noel Meyer. Ashley Valentina Silva. Mareka Knight. Melissa Ann Hawks. Ryan Michael Jennings. Ronald Lee Eastman. Hunter Hastings Moranci. William Thomas Noble III. Connor Joseph Foley. Samantha Page Lemler. Helen Mae Crawford. Leona Kluke Edwards. Teresa Ann Demore. Claire Ashley Plog. Megan Rose Brothers. Valerie Margot Parody. Ashley Barbara Edwards. Victoria Ashley Pendleton. Say it. One more time. Pasaton Itipa Lakalorn. Ray G. Peck II. Derek Evan Schultz. Garrett Evan Miner. Emily Catherine Ward Anderson. Lindsay Elizabeth White. Stephen P. Ritz Perkins. Sarah Lynn Lyons. Michaela Elizabeth Morris. Ryan Francis Brown. Olivia Cameron Bean. Scott James Downs. Jacqueline Archambault. Kimberly Joy Gordon. Calvert Brennan Schaefer. Patrick Ricard. Humphrey. All right, you ready to graduate? The College of Engineering, Dean Dana Humphrey. Thank you for starting. Is it E? E. Pong. Rahim Ali Stennett. Rachel Waite. Ambrose E. Gemeiner II. Warren Jameson Zubrick. Sunil Bandari. Chula Gangsa. Vipush Osti. Ahmed Shkara. Tyler Richard Grindle. Spurgeon Benjamin Clark. Ricardo Bainas. Jason Smith. Brian Thomas Blanco. Andrew James McIntyre. Joseph Stephen Sheff. Neil Trevor Harrison Billiot. Kyle Jason Tardif. Christopher Joseph Anderson. Perry Chan. Kyle Richard Colley Clark. Benjamin Kenneth Ward. Javier Pezantes. Taylor Mackenzie Newton. Russell Allen Fry. Albert James Barter. Nicholas Patrick Clark. Sean Vayu. Kevin Anthony Conroy. Jesse Shank. Jackson Tyler Griffin. Caleb James Drake. Adam Stephen Hastings. Andrew Oliver Doran. Alexander David Gregoire. Matthew Evan Chambers. Michael Allen Freeman. Daria Evans. Seth Curtis Raymond. Nicholas Bampton Houston. Matthew Richard Rumsey. Forrest Donald Kugel. John Paul Jones Truman. Jeremiah Eli Simonson. Jacob Aaron Allenwood. Jake James Daly O'Donnell. Ahmad Amagasla. Scott M. Edgerly II. Andrew Richard Hayford. Robert Walter Spanek. Excuse me, Robert Walter Sepanek. Peter George Lenardis. Christopher James Eustace. Jeffrey Thomas Cable. Slater Eason Claudel Jr. Daniel Michael Jakes. John Edward Lamarca. Brian O'Leary. Jonathan Raymond Roy. Antonio Robert Giacomuzzi III. Mohammed Abdullah Halawani. Matthew Jakes Strickrott. Nicholas Jean Fitzpatrick. Sean S. Sewell. Emily Ann Shannon. Travis Scott Chappelle. Connor Martin Parquette. Robert Malcolm Barclay. Aaron Thomas Black. Ronnie Jean Dubé. Campbell Baker Benny Underwood. Joseph Francis Harry Farinella. Caleb Jeffrey Glatzer. Blake William Bodwell. Nathan Thomas Bucknell. Jacob Thomas Hallgren. Kevin Dean O'Donnell. Ronald H. Bouchard. Adam Joshua Hall. Eric Peter Marcotte. Neil James Craig. Sean Texera. Timothy Floyd Hino. Carlton J. Allen. Richard Joseph Lafernier. James John Martin. Taylor James Slamans Spencer. Sarah Gibson Small. Joshua Michael Boucher. Michael Albert Schwanier. Marissa Ann Kaskin. Jarrell Williams. Gabriel Thomas Elliott. Jack Darrell Briggs. Ryan Matthew Cullen. Cameron Michael Seegers. Erin Elizabeth Eldridge. John Robert Woodill Jr. Zachary Nathaniel Falau. Henry Salvatore Carfagno V. John Henry Hurley V. Jordan Edward Brown. Robert Charles Cody. Cole Susie Hamilton. Shannon Marie Murchison. Nicholas Vinyl L'Italian. Samantha O'Brien Messmer. We need Devin McKibben Weaver. Justin Alexander Grant. Katrina Michelle Lassard. Nicholas Lewis Ferguson. Elizabeth Ann Clark. Matthew Boucher. Lucas Frank Desjardins. Matthew David Cunningham. Joshua Boudreau. Matthew Curti. Travis Ryan Wisemeyer. Austin Artemis Ward. Thomas Francis Limerick. James Russell Francois Davey. Jonathan Hunter Poirier. Stephen Thomas Goulet. Michael Allen DeGue. Ayman Abdullah Al-Sarouj. Mustafa Ahmed Al-Asil. Abdulwahab Alahawi, Akan Talal Mahub, Abdulaziz Alzara, Michael Anthony Hebert, Michael Evans Tudor, Joseph Henry Garcia, Michael Ronald Blyer, Colby Allen Fashang, Samuel George Warren Kent, John Gerard Parent, Aaron James Ortiz, Holden Ashby Turner, Eric Thomas LaPlante, Alexander Gregory LeClaire, John Nicholas Grillo, Whitney Lee Yates, Haley Elizabeth Michaud, Joshua James Vaughn Kovach, Alexandra Grace Worth, Matthew Akins Champagne Cartmel, Joshua Cho Storgard, Vance Arthur Guston, Kelsey Rowena Baldick, Alexi Ron Deering, Devin Ryder Hyora, Samuel Calvin Blavelt, Benjamin Michael Saroy, Mark Robert Albert, Vasily Marangira, Fong Nguyen, Charles John Harvey, James Foster Alley, Kent Frederick Reichel, Sonia Biswas, Abdi Bashir Abdi, Erica Lynn Morin, Hillary Ann Buntrock, Sarah Ann Karen, Grant William Kern, Spencer Earl Traxler, Jordan Philip Hall, Jesse Tyler Orack, Andrew Basil Clausen, Marley Johnstone Dewey, Lindsay Ann Smith, Jordan Beverly Manzo, Daniel Cox Butler, Corey Scott Schweitzer, Brent Matthew Thomas, Mark Jacob Schrader, William Connor Eldridge, Megan Catherine Lewis, Evan Garnett Campbell, Cameron David Gould, Jade Hardy Bomrand, Thomas Moore Applegate, Zachary Edmord Boucher, Gordon Murray Thomas Potter, Joshua Lewis Beatty, Kenneth James Howard, Brady Paul Goodwin, Alec Edwin Parent, Russ Matthew Caligari Jr., Christopher James Durr, James Charles Haller Jr., Abigail Lee Wessels, John William Mukosa, Emma Elizabeth Brooks, Emily Ann Guillo. Jacob Daniel Worcester. Joseph Lee DeRoy. Jamie Lynn Hunt. Brian Michael Willett. Anderson Denduong. William Toll Chelsea. Nakia J. Finnemore. Devin Patrick Bell. Andrew James Stearns. Amulia Podial. Bienvenu Daharuhutse. Samuel Jacob LaBelle. Anthony James Proya. Lucas Frederick Taylor. Matthew Austin McGurk. Kyle Davis Bohunski. Mason Lee LaSalle. Brian Damasio Flynn. Riley Aiden O'Donnell. Ryan Michael Chamberlain. Benjamin Timothy Brewer. Christy Ann Reynolds. Sony Manandhar. Dana Adele Roy. Andrew Malcolm Foster. Matthew William Talbot. Sarah Nicole Lemick. Jessica Rose Pardo. Emma Louise Mason. Mariana Luisa Dominguez Lash. Casey Lynn Fichter. Michaela Faye Martin. Benjamin Michael Grondin. Benjamin Ryan Millett Cordwell. Brett Stewart. Maria Sophia Paul Heath. Jesse Joseph Newcomb. Kai Harris Whitehead. Amadeo Vasquez. John Joseph Angelone. Aaron Michael Collinsworth. Alex Scales. Benjamin Fairfield. Samuel Mason Favreau. Mark Daniel Gillis. Nate Matthias Fessler. Benjamin Andrew Young. Michael O'Connor. Gregory Alexander O'Connor. William Matthew Barker. Philip Michael Bean. Jack Russell Seguin. Samuel Wright Kane. Eileen Marie Murphy. Matthew Robert Southard. Christopher Reed Bears. Miles Bailey Sykes. Noah Arthur French. Thad Dylan Chamberlain. Marshall Abram Cole. Travis Cody Landry. Joshua Allen DeLong. Ian Philip Allen. Justine Drake. Riley Elizabeth Dow. Benjamin Peter Hackett. Tucker George Walsh. Gordon Weeks Armstrong. Ryan Anthony Baldock. McLaren Thomas Hayes. Logan Wade Good. Sean Daniel Lynch. Eric Michael Eaton. Taylor James Hall. Ian Martin Pinette. William Knight Alexander. Connor Logan. Michael John Gaidosh. Andrew Connor Gilmet. Evan Joseph Waddell. Nicholas Charles Heritos Jr. Jacob Michael Harriman. Nicholas William Ames. David Alexander Kirschensteiner. Evan Gerard McMahon. Justin Lewis LeClaire. Griffin James Wood. Lucas Allen Wardell. Avery James Mornis. Sean DeClue. Andrew Isaac Cullinane. Miles Dorsey Smith. Blake Osmania McCray. Evan Hugh Herrera McLean. Zoli Alexander Cortez. John Patrick Cummins. Samantha Nicole Hutchinson. Jordan Paul Couture. Taylor Nicole Rodrigue. Angela Bleeker. Michaela Jo Price. Grace Durga Clement. Stephanie Lee Estes. Bradley David Randall. Justin James McBriarty. Dana Elizabeth Pride. Derek Anthony Allen. Fidel Odunze. Kevin James Thies. Joshua Hughes. Joshua James Ingalls. Matthew Stanley LeBlanc. Daniel Evan Carricker. Andrew Robert LaBlundo. Tyler Graham Foles. George Joseph Gray. Colby Scott Martin. Henry Taylor Gibson IV. Connor Dorian Norton. David Daniel Mazeral. Stephen Thomas Burge. Jesse Lee Bennett. Thomas Christopher Salamone. Aaron Joseph Layton. Tony Stolberg. James Nathan Lewin. Nicholas James Massey. Douglas Wayne Dickinson. Matthew Robert Eager. Joshua James Dearborn. Dylan Joseph Collins. Bradley Nathan Clement. Stephen W. Anderson Jr. Brandon Michael Campbell. Sean Francis McDonald. Terrell Evan Carver. James Edward Santos. Caleb Adams Jervis. And Daniel James Sawyer IV.
As we bring our commencement ceremony to a close, I would like to share a word of encouragement and a challenge to each of you as our new alumni. We all hope that your time on campus has equipped you for the journey to come. The years ahead will be exciting. You'll be growing careers and families. At the same time, recognize that your education can serve the greater good and find ways to give back. You'll be very busy. But even small contributions from many people have great impact and make our society stronger, more vibrant, and more equitable. Congratulations to each of you as members of the class of 2016. This concludes the University of Maine's 214th commencement ceremony. I want to thank Professor and Conductor Dr. Ginger Yang Wallach and the ceremonial brass, Music Director and Reader Danny Williams, accompanist Dr. Laura Artisani, and the members of the Black Bear Men's Chorus, Ambassador Pamela White, Trustee Collins, and others involved in making this ceremony a wonderful event. Let's give them a round of applause. Will the audience please rise and remain standing as the stage party, faculty, and graduates leave the arena, and please join the Black Bear Men's Chorus as they lead us in the singing of the Maine Stein Song. Thank you.